All right, boys and girls, we're going to take some time and we're going to think really quickly, okay? We're going to think about some of the things we've been talking about the past couple of days. We've had conversations about how we can show putting two numbers together, 2 or 3 numbers together. We've used counting chips. We've used our whiteboards or drawings to show, like in our math journals. And we've also talked about using counting cubes. Those are all different ways that we can show putting 2 numbers together. Okay? So today, boys and girls, what we're going to be doing is we're going to use all of those things that we've talked about before, and I'm going to let you choose which way you want to show the answer. We've also talked about how important it is to use our math conversations and talk about our thinking, right, Charlie? We've talked about how important it is to make sure that we are explaining the thinking that's happening in our brains. Because can our friends read our brains? No, they can't read our brains. What they can do is they can listen to us talk about our thinking that's happening. Because I know that you have some great math thinking that's going on because I've heard you talk to each other about that. So here's what's going to happen, boys and girls. We're going to do a couple of examples. I have the 3 things that we've used before. What are these called?
Counting chips.
These are our counting chips. They have 2 sides, right? They have a yellow side and a red side. What are these called? Counting cubes, right? These are our counting cubes. And they're all different colors in our cups here. And then we know what this is, don't we?
Yeah.
Whiteboard and marker. And we can use our whiteboard and our marker to help us draw our pictures of our math thinking. Okay? So, I'm going to show you a number story, just kind of like the number stories that we've done in our math journals before. And I'm going to read it out loud. And after I read it out loud, I want you to think in your brain. First, I want you to think, what would you use to show your thinking? And then I also want you to think, not just what the answer is, but how are you going to explain why the answer is what it is? So let's see here. The first number story. Michael had 2 buttons, and Michelle had 3 buttons. How many buttons did they have all together? So I'm going to read that again. Michael had 2 buttons, and Michelle had 3 buttons. How many buttons did they have all together? Think about those important words that we've talked about before. Take a second to think. How would you show that? How would you show your thinking? What would you use? And what words would you use? I'm going to call on a friend to come up, and then they're going to get to choose either the whiteboard and the marker, the counting chips, or the counting cubes. And they're going to show us what their thinking is. And then they're going to explain their thinking out loud. Who would like to come up and share that thinking? Jimmy. Jimmy's first going to choose which one he would like to use. What would you like to use, Jimmy? Jimmy chose the dry erase board. All right, Jimmy, go ahead and show what you're going to draw.
Three plus 2 equals 5.
Okay. Jimmy decided to write an equation, right, Jimmy? That's one way he showed. He wrote an equation. He said 3 plus 2 equals 5. Jimmy, why did you choose 3?
Because it says it up here.
Okay, it says that Michelle has 3 buttons. Good. Why did you choose 2?
It says it right here.
Because Michael has 2 buttons. And then how did you get to 5?
Because I counted on.
You counted on. Show me how you counted on.
3, 4, 5.
3, 4, 5. He used the strategy that we practiced yesterday, the counting on strategy. 3, 4, 5. Excellent, Jimmy. Great work. Now, is that the only way we can show our thinking? Go ahead and have a seat. No, there's another way we can show it. Who else would like to come up and show their thinking? Something different than writing an equation. Paige, come on up. Now we're using the same problem, but she's gonna choose something different. What would you like to use? The dry erase board? All right, let me get an eraser. So Paige is gonna show us some other thinking besides an equation. All right, Paige, tell us what you did. Use your math words, your math thinking words. Nice and loud.
I did pictures.
Okay, tell us what you drew.
I drew smiley faces.
And what do the smiley faces represent?
The numbers.
What numbers?
The 2 and the 3.
3. Do you remember what they had? Michael had 2 what?
Buttons.
Buttons. So your smiley faces represent
Buttons.
buttons. And let's show your friends your picture. All right, she drew 2 first, right, to show Michael's buttons, and then 3 to show Michelle buttons. So how many buttons do we have all together?
5.
5. Good, Paige. So 5 buttons. So we had Jimmy draw an equation and Paige draw a picture. Great job, Paige. All right, I'm going to have one more friend come up. We're going to do something besides draw an equation, or write an equation and draw pictures. Who else would like to show their math thinking? Evelyn, come on up. What would you like to use? Evelyn's using what? The counting cubes.
That's what I was going to use.
Well, there you go.
That's what I was going to use too. What was I was.
All right, Evelyn, talk to us about what your thinking was.
I think it was that 2 is these 2 orange and green, and the 3 is the 2 white and the 1 blue.
Okay, so why did you choose 2?
Because it says 2.
Because Michael has 2 buttons, right? Okay, why did you choose 3?
Because this 3.
Because Michelle has 3 buttons. And how many do they have all together?
5.
5 buttons all together. Good job, Evelyn. Great work. Boys and girls, we just used the same number story and we showed it 3 different ways using 3 different items. We used our counting cubes, we used our whiteboard to write an equation, and we also used our whiteboard to draw pictures. Great work. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to get a chance to be working with a partner today. Now, you and your partner, and I'm going to tell you who your partner is, Evelyn. You and your partner are going to get a chance to take turns showing how to solve number stories in different ways. Each group, Jimmy and Brady, are going to get a whiteboard and a marker, a cup of counting cubes, and a cup of counting chips. Do you need to use all of the items to show your thinking? No, you're going to choose one item that you want to show your thinking. So here's how we're going to do this, boys and girls. And Mrs. Macchiarella is going to read the number stories out loud to you while this is happening, okay? So here's what I need from you. I'm going to partner you up. When I give you a partner, you're going to find a spot, but normally we can kind of go wherever we want in our classroom. We're going to stay either next to a partner at a table, okay? Or we're going to find a spot just around this area in the carpet area, okay? We're not gonna go over anywhere else where we normally might be able to go, okay? So when I tell you who your partner is, you are going to find that person and find a spot on the carpet, and then I will hand out your supplies, okay? Here we go. I would like you to work with your carpet partner. And then what I am going to do is, Isaac, I'm gonna have you be Savannah's partner, and Charlie, you're going to be Colin F's partner, okay? So please find a spot sitting Eek style next to your partner, please, or sitting at a table next to your partner. Okay, Sophia, I'm gonna have you be with Ava, or then M, you're going to be with Jonathan. Okay, there we go. All right, find a spot. Isaac and Savannah, I'm gonna have you guys are gonna work here today, okay? Perfect. All right. Joel and Kayla, how about you guys find a seat on the carpet, because there's some room over here. Or, I'm sorry, who's your partner? Colton and Kayla, I'm gonna have you guys sit on the carpet. Benjamin and Joel, how about you guys come sit on the carpet, just so we aren't so close to each other. Okay. All right, give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. I need eyes on me. I need really good whole body listening ears. Here's what's gonna happen. Each of you is going to get, like I said, a whiteboard, a marker, counting chips, and counting cubes. You don't need to touch them right now because you don't know what number story you're gonna be doing yet, okay? Now, when it's your turn to show your thinking, not only do I want you to show it using the manipulatives. Remember we talked about that really big word, manipulatives, that big 5th grade word? You're gonna use your manipulatives, but you're also going to use your math words to help you and to explain to your partner your math thinking, okay? So now you're not just gonna do it and just sit there. You need to talk about what was going on in your math brain to help explain to your partner what your thinking was happening, okay? All right, so when I hand this stuff out, just be thinking about it. Can I get A's to come and get the supplies for theirs? Savannah, you're gonna be A today, and Isaac will be B, okay? Marker. Here's marker. There you go. There you go. We will find out. There you go. There you go. Everyone test out their whiteboard marker. Make sure it works.
I'll test. Wait. Mine works.
Did I give you a new one yet? Oh, that was a new one? Okay. Which one was the bad one? That one? Okay. Every color of what? All right. That's okay.
Alright. First, who will go back?
Yes, honey. Don't worry. Okay. All righty. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Thank you, boys and girls. All right, let's see now. We're gonna have A's go first for this one. B's, you are listening to A's pick what they're doing and choosing their math thinking, but you don't know what number story it is yet, so you need to be listening. I like how Evelyn's eyes are on me. She's gonna be listening, I know that. Excellent. All right, here we go. A's, this is for you. Remember, you're explaining your math thinking to B's. Peter held up 4 fingers and Mary held up one finger. How many fingers did they hold up all together? Take a second to think. Peter held up 4 fingers and Mary held up 1 finger. How many fingers did they hold up all together? A's, you may start your math thinking now. Be sure to use your math words to explain it to B's. You should be listening to Jonathan.
Oh my God.
Right, you should be listening to Jonathan. Jimmy. Be sure to explain to A's, be sure to explain to B's what your thinking is. And pay attention to Colin.
What is your 5? Easy.
I will read it again out loud. Peter held up 4 fingers and Mary held up 1. How many fingers did they hold up all together? So Sophia, let's think. Did you choose? What did you choose to do? Okay, let's think about this really quickly. Ava, you can kind of help her out. If the equation says, or if the number story says, Peter held up 4 fingers, what number should we write? Good. We're going to use the addition sign. There you go. And Mary held up 1 finger. Okay. What does that equal? Ava, could you use maybe one of the other manipulatives to help her? Could you show her? So talk to her about what you're showing her. Sophia, listen to Ava. She's going to talk to you about what she's showing you. Okay, we're not. Okay, KM, give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Are there any A's that would like to share what their thinking was? Are there any A's that would like to share what their thinking was and what manipulative that they used to help solve their problem? Jonathan, what did you use? So which manipulative did you use? You added, did you use the whiteboard and the marker? Did you use the counting chips or did you use the counting cubes? Counting cubes. Can you show all your friends what you did to do that? Everyone should have their eyes on Jonathan right now. Sitting up, please. Thank you. Thank you to my friends who have their eyes on Jonathan. We're listening to Jonathan's math thinking. Okay, so Jonathan, you made how many right there?
5.
You made 5. Okay, why did you make 5, Jonathan?
Because 4 plus 1 equals 5.
Because 4 plus 1 is 5. Where did you get those numbers from?
That sentence.
What does it tell us in that sentence?
4 and 1.
4 and 1. 4 and 1 what, Jonathan? 4 and 1 toys? 4 and 1 pies? 4 and 1 apples? What were they holding up?
1 finger.
1 finger and 4 fingers. And then you got 5. Great math thinking. All right, erase. All right, bees, are you ready? It's your turn. Boys and girls, let me clarify a couple of things. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Eyes on Mrs. Macchiarella. Good listening, Jimmy. Good listening, Colin. Boys and girls, if it's your turn, Joel, if it's your turn to solve the number story, you need to also use your math words to explain to your partner. What if your partner, who's supposed to be answering the question, is not sure how to do it? What should we do? Who can raise their hand and tell me? What should we do? Paige.
Help my belly coach.
Very good, Paige. You could do some rally coaching and help them with that. Okay, don't give them the answer, but maybe show them using one of the other manipulatives. Okay, here we go. This is for B's. Diego read 7 pages of his book in one day and 3 pages of his book the next day. How many pages did Diego read in all? I'm going to read it again because that was a long one a little bit. Diego read 7 pages of his book in one day and 3 pages of his book the next day. How many pages did Diego read in all? If you are B, go ahead and talk through with A.
Sorry, how much was it again? 7.
Whose turn is it over here? Okay, so what are some questions we could ask her? Okay, let me read it again. Diego read 7 pages of his book in one day and 3 pages of his book the next day. How many pages did he read in all? So what are some numbers you hear in that, Sydney?
7.
7. So what could we show?
My brother's 7.
Okay, show me 7. Show me an Evelyn 7. 7. Okay, let's count. How many do you have? How many more do you need?
6.
6, 7. So how many more do you need?
2.
Okay. Good. Now listen to the rest of my story. Are you ready? Are you listening, Evelyn? You ready? And he read 3 pages the next day. So what number do you hear? 3 pages the next day. 3. So let's take now, show me 3. Leave your 7 together.
Only one more, and you need one more.
Are we done solving our problem yet? We need to answer it, right? How many are all together, Sydney? How can we figure that out? How can we figure that out? Counting. Show Evelyn how you count. Good work. Good thinking.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So how many all together?
10.
Good job. Good thinking. All right, boys and girls, do I have a letter B that would like to share what they used? Okay, so caps on markers, eyes on Mrs. Macchiarella. So we should be ready to share. Did anyone use counting chips? Did anyone use counting, you use counting chips, Colton? No? Who used counting chips to show their answer? Brady, what did you use?
I use
Counting cubes, right?
counting cubes.
Okay, Brady, can you talk through us through your thinking? What did you start with?
I started with 7, and 7 plus 3 equals 10.
Did you guys hear that? Why did you choose 7, Brady?
Because 7 is first and 3 is second.
Excellent. So Diego read 7 pages of his book, so he put 7, then he put 3 pages. And how many pages did Diego read altogether, Brady? He read 10 pages all together. Good math thinking. All right, boys and girls, so we...
all the cups.
Raise your hand if you used your whiteboard to draw a picture. Excellent. Look at that. Raise your hand if you used a whiteboard to write an equation. Excellent. All right, boys and girls, let's try again. This is A's turn now. Okay, this is another long one. Are you ready to listen? I know you're listening when your eyes are on me. Thank you. Here we go. This morning, some squirrels were playing in my yard. 5 were chasing each other, and 2 were eating acorns. How many squirrels were there in all? I'm going to read that again. This morning, some squirrels were playing in my yard. 5 were chasing each other, and 2 were eating acorns. How many squirrels were there in all? Go ahead, Ace. Talk to your neighbor or talk to your partner about your math thinking. All right, Allie. What are you going to use? Counting cubes? Okay. Double check your thinking. What did you do, Allie?
Are you doing this okay? Because you're writing.
Excellent thinking. And so how many squirrels were there altogether in the yard? 7 squirrels. Excellent.
But why is it 6?
Okay, how about we use some counting chips? Let's put out 5 counting chips. Use your counting chips to help you with your equation. Okay, hold on. So let's start here. What number is this?
2.
So let's put out 2 chips to represent 2.
There's 2.
Okay. What number is this? 5. Let's put up 5 now. Now how are we going to figure out how many we have all together? Okay, let's stop. Let's recount. You said 2, right? So there's 2. Now count out 5 more. 5. Okay? So how do you figure out how many you have all together?
What you are
Recount. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many? 7. Good thinking. All right, KM, give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, here's the last one. Are you ready? Okay, this is for bees. Here we go. Dayan was special helper today. He carried 3 papers to the table. Then he got 2 more papers. How many papers did he have in all?
That's so easy.
I'm going to read it again. Dayan was special helper today. He carried 3 papers to the table. Then he got 2 more papers. How many papers did he have in all? Go ahead. Bees, your turn.
Okay.
Okay, Meredith, is it your turn? Okay, what are you going to use?
Okay, I could do a 3. I could do a 3. I got it.
Today. He carried 3
Yeah,
papers
look at it.
3 papers to the table, and then he got 2 more papers. Don't tell her the answer yet. Could you use one of the other manipulatives to help you figure out that answer? What could you show? Did you get your answer, Meredith? Can you explain to Andrew how you got your answer? Use your math words. Andrew, let's listen to what Meredith says.
Alan, look what I did. Nice. Oh, where's my checkbook? And so, why does, I just said, Robert, get cooking. You're fired. It's funny. It's so funny.
All right, KM, you guys are getting good at these. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please look at your partner and say, you did an awesome job. You did. Now, this is how we're going to collect materials today. I want you to just leave them at your tables for now. And I want you to push your chairs in and come and sit back on the carpet. If you are on the carpet, I will take your materials. Okay, I will take your materials, please. What? I do. Okay, right now I need you to sit on the carpet. Wow, I really like how Paige is showing me, expected behavior. I really like how Kayla is showing me expected behavior. All right, Alina, go ahead and have a seat. Joel, go ahead and have a seat. Ben, go ahead and have a seat. Thank you, Isaac, go ahead and have a seat. All right. Okay, you need to wait. Let him fix this place.
That doesn't go in there.
Okay. I will take these. Charlie, will you hand me the whiteboard? I will take the whiteboard. Thank you. All right, show me whole body listening. Thank you so much to my friends who are showing me whole body listening. Charlie, are you showing me whole body listening? Boys and girls, today, I'll wait till I have all eyes on me. Today, we practiced using those manipulatives to help us put two numbers together that were in number stories. It got a little bit tricky, but that's okay. You guys kept on asking questions and kept on using your math talking and math conversations to help you through that. So we talked about how we could use counting chips, counting cubes, pictures, equations to help us show our math thinking, right, Colton? Show me the whole body listening. To show our math thinking. So great work today, and we're going to continue to add more manipulatives so we can show more ways to show our math thinking as well. So great job. All right, here's what we're going to do now. We are going to go ahead and get ready for lunch. Okay? So when we leave our classroom and when we come back in, make sure you're leaving all the equipment alone, not touching it, not going by it. Okay? So I need you, if you are a girl, to quietly stand up and wash your hands for lunch. Quietly, please, and thank you.